Alex, have you ever wanted to be famous? This is a question. I'm curious about everybody's answer to this. I'm gonna start asking people this. I want to know because I feel like it's a much more common desire than most people think. But maybe that's wrong. I don't know. As I've gathered information through my time in society, it's a question on my mind. I want to ask people this. Alex, do you or have you ever wanted to be famous? Has that ever been an active desire in your mind?
Um, Probably like once or twice. Maybe not like recognized on the street famous, but like I'd like to have a decent following on the internet where I can interact with people who think I'm cool.
Yeah, definitely. Like I think it's plain to see that I want to be famous. But it's more than just like the internet shit. Like that's obviously kind of the new hotness and has been for a long time. But like for my whole life it's kind of been there. Like I think that's always been my dream to some extent is like being famous to some degree. Like I think when I was really young, I wanted to be a singer. And then as I got into my later youth, it kind of shifted to being less just like a singer who like just like sings songs and puts out albums and shit, and more desiring to be like an actor, perhaps, in musicals, or just acting in general. And then I think as I realized that that was an extremely unrealistic dream, I kind of shifted over to internet fame, which is also unrealistic, but it's also completely luck based. So they could just fall in my lap someday. So I just live with that little desire as I try to improve my content to that end. But it's kind of funny how it's always kind of been a fixture in my life. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just a narcissistic asshole, but I've always my eyes have always been towards careers that would put me in the public spotlight as a famous figure.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Which is weird because I'm kind of like introverted and awkward. So I don't know how I would feel if I was like in a place and like a bunch of people like everybody there knew who I was and like was like super into me. Like I feel like I'd be like, oh, I'm so awkward. How do I conduct myself in this scenario? But it's still always been something in the back of my mind. You know, maybe I'll get there someday. Who knows? But it's interesting because it's kind of like it's one of those primary American dreams. I'm always interested to hear about people's experiences and desires in that vein because like people probably don't talk about it all the time because it's kind of embarrassing if you're like trying and failing to be famous. But it's just interesting because like it's like there's different kinds of people. Like there are people who like would rather die than be famous. There are people who are super private and have no desire to do that sort of thing. And I'm always interested to hear where people fall in that spectrum. So that's the experiment that I was doing today, and that's the cold open, folks. Now it's time to get into the real thing. Welcome to Detour Head. I'm Alex. Here's Riely.
What?
There you go. That's the
What?
intro. We're here.
Okay.
Alex, how are you?
Riley,
Yeah,
I this was on the fly while you were talking,
sure.
but this could have also doubled as a cold open. I guess it's a hot open for the podcast.
This is the hot open.
After the
Yes.
after the This is the hot open. We did the cold open. Here's the hot open. Riley,
Yeah.
this is related to the podcast. This is related to
Okay. That thing where your last word is cutting out is happening again. You might want to get closer to your mic.
motherfucking piece of shit. Can you hear me now?
Right now, yeah.
Got it. So 8 months ago, 8 months ago,
Yeah.
what? June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, 8 months ago, we recorded an episode called Biggest Demon Slayer in the Universe. Do you remember that one? all the way
Yeah,
back of June, at the end of June 2023.
I seem to remember that episode being a sort of start of a paradigm shift that would change the show forever. I don't know if I'm right about that.
I think you are. So, way back when, you introduced me to a podcast called The Biggest Problem in the Universe
That's right.
with a Maddox and Dick Masterson. I glommed onto this podcast and these personalities so hard, specifically Dick Masterson, so hard to where I have listened to nothing else other than all of Dick Masterson's podcast history, minus the bonus episodes and stuff like that. So,
If you don't know, folks, just for those of you who are not Dick Masterson fans and don't understand the scope of what Alex is describing, just to give you an idea of the scale. The
well, I
original.
was going to get into it. I did the math.
Oh,
I
you
did
did
the
the
math here,
math.
buddy.
Okay,
Yes, I
go
did the
ahead.
math. I had this all planned out while you were talking, which is why my responses were short. So I apologize. So there are, I'm not including the 2 clip show episodes. So what is that? 106?
105 and
No,
106.
105.
105 and
So there
106 are
are
the clip shows.
So there's 105 episodes of the original Biggest Problem in the universe. Dick Masterson went on to go and do a show called The Dick Show, which there are currently 398 episodes of that. About, 2 years ago? 3?
Yeah, I think it was
I don't know.
2021.
Dick Masterson then rebooted The Biggest Problem in the Universe with a one Vito Gesualdi, and that podcast is sitting at 228. Yeah,
What?
228. 128.
Yeah,
128.
I was
My bad.
about to say, my God.
128 episodes of that. So you add it all up, I might have gotten. I might. So like plus or minus 1 or 2, but I'm sitting at an even 630. Yeah, 630 podcast episodes. All right.
Well, then you definitely heard all of the bonus episodes of Biggest Problem, so that's 648 right there. And then there's a smattering of Dick
I have
Show
not
ones as
heard any of the. I'm saying just
I'm talking
mainline
old Biggest Problem.
show. Oh shit! I forgot about that. How many are there?
18.
Okay, so that brings the total up to 648. Let's add a good 25 in there just for some of the bonus episodes of the Dick Show that I watched. I'm sure I've watched way more than 25, but 25 seems like a good, reasonable number.
Have you still not checked out even one of the WATP crossovers?
I have not, no.
Bro.
I have a lot of content that I have not been that I've skipped because I was focused on the main shows themselves.
Or these podcasts,
now we're sitting
man,
at
high quality.
Let's do 27 bonus episodes for the Dick Show. That sounds about right. That brings me to 607. Hold on.
Sorry,
that brings me to I'm pulling an autism mode. All right, I gotta get my numbers out of here. So that puts me at 675 podcast episodes, all ranging from 2 to 3 hours long. Riely, do you know how many days it's been since June 20th of 2023? This was more of a rhetorical question. That's where you ask, how many?
How many, Alex?
A little less enthusiasm, please.
How many, Alex?
That would be 248 days.
Wow.
So
the way you set it up for a minute, I thought it
about
was going to be like 107 days or like some weird significant number.
No, it's almost 250 days. It took me 250 days to officially binge listen and watch, I would like to say 75% of Dick Masterson's content in terms of podcasting. I'm done. I've caught up and finished everything.
100% of what's available for free.
Yes. Minus the bonus episodes for Biggest Problem. New Biggest
Those
Problem.
are not
Because
free.
those are on... Yes, they are. They're on YouTube.
They're not. No, those are just previews. If you look at the lengths on them, they're like 5 minutes.
Didn't look at the lengths.
Those are just little preview advertisements.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought they were just... I thought someone was fucking up.
No, I pay for the Biggest Problem bonus episodes, and like, I'm not gonna be like, you need to give them the money right now. But I would recommend them. They're pretty good.
Anyway, little autism moment. I have fully binged all.
We gotta do our big
Masterson's free content.
We gotta do our big retrospective for the Dickheads podcast at some point soon. Or look back.
Check us out on the Dickheads podcast, where we no longer bring up Dick Masterson or any of the stuff going on in that universe on this podcast, except for now.
Yeah, well, it's not back yet, so it's still fair game.
Well, we have the one episode out where we covered
but that was just like
new video.
That was just newish. Like a fun little thing. It was new at the time.
Yeah, it was new at the time. Well, I guess it is technically still new because he keeps re-uploading everything in segments now.
It's so
anyway.
I
don't want to get into that because that's leading down a detour that I don't want to take right now. So, figured I'd update people on that, give a little insight on my autism and what I've been doing these past 8 months. I did finish in under a year. I'm very surprised. I'm sure you're way more surprised than I am.
Yeah, I still haven't finished in 6, so...
Anyway. Riely, what have you been up to lately?
Not really much. just kind of hanging around. I don't really do much of note these days. Let's see. I mean, I posted this on Twitter, but I had an altercation with my boss at work. She was not happy with me because one of the like big boss tech guys with the company came in, and the server rooms were in disarray. And I guess he wasn't thrilled about that, and told her that. And she like yelled at me, and then she tried to like fucking like leave me in ominous anticipation, because she's like, he's gonna yell at you probably when he gets up here, and like, you better be ready for that. And so she leaves my office, and I'm sitting there in anticipation, like, oh, I'm about to get fucking reamed out by the bigwig. And then he comes up, and he just starts like asking me about some of the stuff in my office and in the server rooms, and he was just like, hey man, you gotta get organized around here. It's really nice to meet you. Let me know if you ever need anything. The most pleasant man on the planet. After all that build-up that I was about to get absolutely destroyed by facts and logic by this man, he's just super cool.
See, that's how my boss is over at my job. So, literally, like, the first month, I don't remember if it was early on when I first started or, like, later on in that... I know it was the first month of when I started there. I'm new, I'm still learning people's names and everything, and I get a text from a number that I don't know that just says, see me in my office. That's it. And I ask some of the other drivers, I go, whose number is this? And they go, oh, that's... And they say the boss's name, the president of the company, or the branch that we're at. And I go, wait, really? And they're like, yeah, go to his office now. I'm like, am I in Like, I don't think I did anything wrong. Like, I'm freaking the fuck out because
Yeah.
I quit my other job. I just got this new one. I like it here. I don't want to quit. I don't want anything bad to happen. I'm still trying to make a good impression on people. You know, like that first month jitters of like just trying to make a good impression on people. I walk in and he goes, "What size hoodie are you?" And I'm like, "Uh, huh?" He goes, he like snaps his fingers. He's like, "Hoodie, what size?" And I go, large." He goes, "Here's a large and extra large. Get out." Hands me 2 hoodies and I leave.
Oh.
Because I had just started, so I didn't have any hoodies. Or I only had one, so he was just giving me more because my one was dirty. That's it.
Wow. How nice of him.
Yeah. The dude's super chill. He shows up to one of my job sites at 9 o'clock on Wednesdays every day. Or not every day, every week. And every time I see him, I say good morning. He says good morning, and that's it. But like, I'm on his good side. I was freaking out because I've never dealt with this guy before. And then all of a sudden, I get a text from him saying, "See me in my office now." Like, fuck that, dude. Come on. Don't be
You're
playing games like
fired.
that. Don't be playing games with me like that. See me in my office. It's like if I text you, that's the equivalent of me texting you, "We need to talk." Like, you're going to get a DM, "We need to talk," period. And you're
Yeah.
probably going to freak out about that all day. Or
Yeah.
maybe not freak out, but you're going to be like, what's going on? Like, what the fuck?
Oh. Yeah.
I have thought about memeing you one of these days and go, "Riely, you know what? I think it's time for me to take my yearly 6-month break from the internet. It's been too long. I missed a couple of years. I think I'm going to take a couple of years off. I'll see you in a couple of years, buddy."
Been a good run.
No, we've locked into a podcast that's weekly. I'm not going. You know that.
You'll leave and then you'll come back and you'll make it a meme that we're never gonna bring back Detour Head as long as we live. And then about a year
And
of
then like
that
a few months later,
you'll
be
be
like,
like,
"Yo,
"Hey,
I
you want
got
to
this
start this new
brilliant
show
fucking
called
idea."
like yeah." Oh
That's
boy.
basically, yeah. I'm not leaving anytime soon. I like doing this podcast too. Oh man, I've been just like, I don't know if it's the new apartment. I finally have heat in this apartment. I know I said this last week, but did I say this last week? Yeah. Yeah, I said
And
this last
then
week. Anyway,
yeah.
it's been 1 week of living in this apartment by myself, all alone. It is lonely. It's
Oh
a weird feeling. So you know how? So with you stay with your mom.
yeah.
Even if your mom goes out of town for the weekend, you know there's always somebody who's gonna come back,
Yeah.
right? You know that
Sure.
feeling where like you have the house to yourself, but you know somebody's gonna be home eventually.
Yeah.
I've had that feeling my entire life, and now that feeling is gone. And like I'll walk into this apartment, and every day I get that feeling of I'm all alone here, and nobody's gonna bother me. And it's weird. It's not a bad kind of weird, but it's like
It's just weird.
it's weird. It's different. Where I know I'm gonna be in this building, in this room. Nobody will bother me. Nobody's gonna come by. Nobody's coming home. It's just me. And it's weird. It's really weird to have that feeling of finality of nobody's gonna come around unless I ask them to. It's like a weird power struggle between like having not authority, but like loneliness and like power, I guess. Like if I control this entire apartment. This is my space. I have the power to do whatever I want, including putting a very stereotypical white girl saying in the bathroom. Do you know what that stereotypical white girl saying is, Riely?
Please regale me with your basic white girl affirmations.
So I have like a kind of like a blue theme going on. I got different shades of blue, like the towels and like the shower curtain and stuff.
Bluey.
I found a
Blue.
3-panel wood thing where it's like blue, lighter blue, and white, I think. Do you know what those 3 panels say?
What did they say?
Live, laugh, love.
Oh God.
It looks perfect for the bathroom. Fuck off.
Oh man. I'm gonna come visit
It
you and I'm
will
gonna throw
go.
that shit away. I'm gonna put it in the trash.
Good luck trying to find the trash.
Oh shit.
Well, because you've never thrown anything away because you live in a trash pile.
You fuck you. You dick.
I'm just gonna pour water all over the ground, and right when you walk in, you're just gonna take your shoes off, and there's gonna be just a wet pile right there, and you're just gonna have wet socks for the entire time
No.
you're here.
Folks,
That's
you
how you
should
make people leave.
if you're out there and you haven't listened to the most recent episode of the Issue Crew podcast, you should do that because it stars the same two people you're listening to right now, and it was quite
A
a
really
quite
good
a good
episode. I
show.
highly recommend that you go listen to it. Is that up yet?
No, but it will be by the time this is up. It goes up. Well, it will be in like 5 hours. Actually, it goes up midnight Saturday.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done memeing you. That's about it. New apartment's cool. Um, Outside of like just what I was just talking about. I've been waking up super groggy every day. Like I'm not getting enough
Mm.
sleep, but I know I am. Like this entire week has been like that. And the only thing that's changed is the bed I'm sleeping in and where I'm sleeping.
Do you not
Like
wake
the
up? You don't just
location.
wake up groggy literally every day for your entire life? Because I do.
No. Like I there were days back at Rachel's where I would wake up and I'd be like, "Oh, let's get the day moving." Now this entire week has just been like it's a struggle to get out of bed cuz I'm just so tired. But I'm going to bed at like 8:30 and waking up at like 4:30, so I'm getting plenty of sleep. Like I've been trying like I don't know what's going on. I was told that if I drink before bed, I'm going to wake up tired. But that's not true because I woke up tired this morning and I didn't have alcohol yesterday.
You didn't have alcohol yesterday. How did you ever survive?
I don't know.
Do you drink
See,
daily
we already
now?
started the
Actually,
podcast. I have like a beer a day. I
not
don't
3
drink
beers.
religiously. No, I do not.
Okay.
It hasn't been in the budget. I don't know. I haven't really bought alcohol in a while. Mom, when I moved into this apartment, mom and dad kind of stocked my fridge for me with like some things here and there, and bought me a 12 pack of beer. So I've just been like one a day sometimes, but I don't have anything right now. I'm
Does
chilling.
that do anything
Also,
for you, or
I
is it
don't
just for the taste?
the taste. It's just the taste. Doesn't get me drunk or anything like that. One beer is literally just so I can taste beer. That's it.
I don't
Like
understand how people like the
it
taste
will
of beer.
probably
I've
take
drank
like
beer to get drunk, but it's gross.
I've been drinking since I was like 19, 20, 19, 20 ish, probably like 19. When I was living at my parents, my parents told me if I want to drink, I can drink at home. That's how they were like, okay, you can have a beer here, you can have a beer there, or whatever. So if I wanted to drink alcohol before I was 21, I had to drink what mom and dad had. So dad liked Labatt Blue Light, which is what I drink now. So it's I guess I acquired a taste for it. It's not bad. I like it. I like the taste.
I've always hated the taste of
There are
alcohol.
definitely certain beers that I don't like though.
And when I started drinking, quote unquote, I was like 19 or 20 also. And I've really only ever like drank a handful of times because I just hate the taste so bad. Like beer, I think is fucking god awful disgusting. Any hard liquor is god awful disgusting. I used to like Fireball, but now that is also disgusting to me. Um, I really like Smirnoff Green Apple, but it does not get me drunk at all. So it doesn't really work out for me. Um, I don't know. I've somehow gotten less tolerant to alcohol over time, cause to the taste of alcohol over time. Because like I remember two of my most recent drinking sessions involved a Four Loco, sour grape Four Loco. And the
Oh,
first
see,
time
that was your problem. Is you're not drinking correctly.
what do you mean?
Are you drinking to get drunk or just to drink alcohol for fun?
I'm drinking to get drunk. Because alcohol is not fun to me except for what it does to you. Because it tastes terrible.
See, that's the issue, buddy. You gotta grow up a little bit.
Well, the I
I guess
can't.
you're only 21, so that
My
makes
taste
sense.
buds are what they are. I drink it and it's fucking gross until I get drunk enough that it tastes like water, which is what happened the time I blacked out. Is I drank drinks that weren't disgusting until I was super smashed, and then I drank a bunch of light beers because they just tasted like water, and that's what got me to the point of blackout.
See, I just drink because I like the taste. I don't drink to get drunk anymore.
I don't even know. I've yet to like find my correct ratio of drunk. There are like three big drinking nights I've had. One of them was a great time, but I was also on several other substances, so I don't know what was responsible for what that night. I did also smoke a lot of weed and had half a tab of acid that night. So I don't know what was responsible for what feeling, how much the alcohol had to do with it. And then there was the night that I went out with my friend, and he got blackout drunk, and I got like kind of drunk, and that was a good night. Um, and then there was this most recent time that I blacked out, where I just like got got like a couple cans of like fruity ass alcohol shipped to me, and I drank those and I got drunk. But like I'm so heavy weighted because like I'll try to like drink and then like I won't feel literally anything, even though I've had like a couple drinks because like I'm 400 pounds, so it takes a bunch of alcohol to get me drunk. So at this point I'm drunk, and in my clouded drunken judgment, I'm like, I'm not gonna stay drunk if I don't do something to keep this going. This isn't enough what I've done. And what I remembered was we had had a roommate recently move out who left a case of light beer in the fridge. And it had been like a while, so he was not coming back for it. So I was like, I'll drink like one or two of these. It's probably going to taste terrible. And then the first one kind of tasted terrible to start, but then about halfway through, it kind of just started to be water. And then I took out that six pack and I blacked out and woke up in a different room and threw up hours later.
See, what you got to do is you got to figure out how much alcohol it takes
Yeah,
just to get you to feel good.
I had to find my perfect ratio.
And see, it's different for everybody, so I can't really recommend much. But like I think the perfect thing is like maybe 3, maybe 4 beers in, and I can chill out and just like it also depends on like how much you eat that day too. Like I don't eat that much because I'm a white girl, so white girls don't eat that much.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It was
like if
not
you don't eat
avocado
anything all
toast or
day and you
dog
just start
cock. They're
drink,
not too keen on it.
so like, but I don't know. I kind of want
Well,
to go
let
get
us know
one
in the
now, but I
comments
want
if
to
you liked
see
that one.
what
I made a joke that we
your
talked over each other that you didn't get.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know you were making a joke.
That was that what we're doing now? We're turning this into a roast.
I didn't know you were making a joke. I thought you were just commenting on something. So I talked over you.
Okay.
No, you said something about avocado toast, but
Yeah, I said if it's if it's not avocado toast or dog cock, white girls will turn their nose up to it.
What? I don't get it.
You don't know about white girls fuck dogs, the stereotype meme?
No.
That is a common joke, meme, stereotype among the community, because often when there are stories of sexual intercourse with dogs, usually the perpetrator is a white woman. So there has become a stigma that white girls engage in sexual activity with dogs, and it has become a very common phrase on the internet to say white girls fuck dogs. So that is what I was referencing with that joke.
I've never heard that before.
That's wild that you've never heard that.
Maybe white girls just don't know about it. I don't know.
No, everybody except the white girls know about the white girls fucking dogs.
Well, because we're not going around telling people that we fuck dogs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
you're
a
keeping it to
thing that
yourself. Exactly, exactly.
yeah, you do it, you don't tell anybody. That's the whole thing. It's not something you go and like spread around to Reddit and Discord and everything. Well, I guess Reddit and Discord is like the perfect place to
Reddit.
set Reddit that
I,
spread
I,
that.
I fucked my dog. AMA.
Fuck off. Is that why you don't have? Is that why you don't have any dogs?
Oh no.
So you just don't. So you don't get tempted.
Nah, I'm more of a cat person.
That makes sense.
No, that was me trying to make a vague joke that didn't make any sense. I just don't have dogs because my mom doesn't want to deal with dogs. I fucking love dogs.
Dogs are much easier than cats, homie.
No, they're not. The cats could exist without you if they needed to. Dogs cannot. Cats are much more independent.
Okay, who cleans the litter box?
Still you, but like a dog you got to deal with
Oh,
all the
okay. Who
time.
feeds them?
Still
Who
you,
feeds them?
but listen. I'm
Okay.
not saying you don't
So
have to take care of a cat. I'm just saying they're slightly more independent. Dogs are like more needy.
that's the whole point. That's why they're called man's best friend, retard.
Yeah, I love dogs, but I don't think they're easier than cats. I think they're harder. They may perhaps the return on it is better because dogs are more cuddly and fun than cats usually.
And
But
affectionate.
and affectionate, yes, but they're also harder to handle.
I don't think harder is the word you're looking for here.
I feel like it is. They're just like more rambunctious and like up to shenanigans than cats.
I think the word you're looking for is lazy.
Shut the fuck up. It's still harder. The fact that you're not willing to do the harder thing
Lazier.
might be laziness, but it's harder.
Lazy.
Whatever. Fuck you. Aren't we supposed to be talking about YouTube or something? Out here talking about
Oh, is that
fucking
our topic for today?
dogs.
YouTube?
Yeah.
I figured the topic of YouTube was gonna be cursed forever if we just continued this conversation.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Because that
fucking
would be that would be two full episodes where we're like, yeah, we're gonna talk about YouTube, and then we go off on some random tangent and never talk about it at
welcome to
all.
the Detour Head dog sex episode.
No. We already did that. That was a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad, my bad.
Yeah, we talked about furries. We get why did fuck off. YouTube. YouTube, what do you want to talk about YouTube? What about it?
Well, I guess like
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
ooh, I don't know why I'm even thinking
Or I
about this
guess you could
question.
say it's who do you watch the most of? Those might be two separate questions though.
May, mm, well, like if we replace YouTuber with just YouTube channel because one of them's a show, then maybe it's two separate answers. Because like my favorite YouTuber is Monkey Jones or Simeon Jimmy rather. Monkey Jones is banned from the platform. Of course, they're two separate beings. Simeon Jimmy. Um, but I feel like I watch probably if you added up the watch time, I've watched more of the Biggest Problem in the Universe YouTube channel than either of the
Well,
Simi and
I
Jimmy
was assuming
channels.
that that would have been a given amongst both of us.
Although I
Actually,
guess
no.
it's been several, maybe
I have
not, because Biggest
watched.
Problem hasn't been around as long as Simi and Jimmy or Simi and Jimmy's Treehouse. So maybe it's actually both Simi and Jimmy.
I will say, and I've only watched at most, and this might be like this is probably exaggerating. I've watched at most 10 episodes of Biggest Problem on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I've been binge listened all the rest.
I think I've watched. It's probably about half and half for me. I usually watch the video if I can, like, but really the only time that I listened to the audio version was at the very beginning. I think I started out doing that, and I switched to YouTube. And the only time I would divert from YouTube was if I would fall behind. Because back before my most recent obsession, which I think was sparked by getting you into it, now that I have a friend I can share this hyperfixation with, I've stopped falling off. But before, there would be times where I'd be listening, and then there'd be times where I'd fall off for a while. And I think usually when I was like catching up, when I had missed a bunch of episodes, I would listen to the audio versions. But when I was caught up, I would usually watch the YouTube version.
I think at this point, now that I'm on the weekly schedule of just waiting for the next episode to come out, I might just start. I might not actually listen to it. I might sit down and watch it now. Watch every episode at this point,
Got to see Dick in his
just because it
pirate
seems like
costume.
that's great. But other than that, in terms of like YouTube, because that's going into the realm of like Patreon and stuff. In terms of
Yeah.
YouTube alone, excuse me, I think I want to say the most watched YouTube channel is probably Markiplier. For honestly,
That's your favorite YouTuber is Markiplier?
probably yeah. Well, most watched, but probably favorite too.
That's fair. I guess like he never really
I want to
clicked.
say, really,
No, I mean I like him, but like he never really clicked as like a big thing. Like I like him. I'm subscribed to him. I'll watch his videos every once in a while. I've seen I've seen his Let's Plays of the first 4 or 5 Nights at Freddy's games. And I've seen other videos here
I've
and
binged
there.
all of his FNAF videos twice,
I was uh I was sporadically
maybe three.
into Unis Honest. So
See,
there's
I
that
got into
too.
Markiplier near the end of Unisonis, which really frustrates me to this day.
Well, they're all the episodes are up on archive.org. So if you really want to see them, you
Doesn't
can.
matter. Doesn't we talked about this on this podcast before?
Oh, did we?
Yes, we have. We covered all of Unisonis and opinions. You said it's okay because it's already up there and you're not the one re-uploading it, and I said the whole premise of it is because they did all of these for 365 days for a full year and then deleted all of it, and that's the whole point, is you're not supposed to watch any.
No, I'm the supervillain who wants to watch the world burn on that one because I've always been a huge proponent against lost media. This is something Jason often makes fun of me for, because I complained to him about some of the videos that he's deleted in the past. Um, but I'm really against like videos being lost to time. Like I want all media that exists in this world to be preserved. So the whole concept of Unisonus was immediately averse to me. And even though I liked the channel a lot and
All
enjoyed the
media?
content it was making, I
You want
wanted
all
it.
media?
Okay, what's the fucking dumbass fucking strawman argument you're about to throw at me, Alex? Let's hear it.
Have you ever read a book? Have you ever read a specific book?
I've read
I think you know
a
what book
few
I'm talking
books.
about. I think you know what I'm talking.
What are you talking about, Mein Kampf?
Well, no, I was going to say My Struggle, the English translation.
Okay,
Excuse
okay,
you.
okay, okay. Yeah, that should be preserved. That should definitely be preserved. That's history.
So you're for keeping the book around.
Of course I am. It's a fucking historical
So
document.
you support the book.
I support the book's right to exist, sure.
I would just like to say very smart wording. I can't. I'm gonna drop this bit just because I'm very impressed with how you worded it. I was wholly expecting you to say yeah and just flat out just yeah and just fully endorse the book like that.
Yeah,
But
get
you said
fucked.
the right to have it around or something. What I don't know what you said.
Yeah, that's right
Very
to
clever
exist.
wording, and I know you didn't do that on purpose.
I kind of did it on purpose. Don't not give me any credit for my shit. But yeah, so I'm super against lost media. So the whole time with Unis Honest, I was like, I know somebody's gonna archive this, and thank the Lord for them. And sure enough, the catalog of Unis Honest is very easily viewable if you put any effort into looking for it.
It's just we talked about this already on this podcast.
It's the
I don't want
principle
to
of the
keep talking
thing. I
about
get it.
this.
Well, it was definitely a long ass fucking time ago, so I don't think it's that big of a deal that we're retreading it.
Anyway, other than Markiplier and his FNAF
Oh, here's the bit. Instead of just like
stuff,
thinking of YouTubers to say, here's a bit you can do. I found out that this was a thing on Twitter. Very recently, I didn't know that this was a thing that the YouTube app had. If you go to your YouTube app on your phone and you go to
on
subscriptions,
my phone, on my phone,
yeah, bitch, everybody's got a phone. Fucking white girl, I know you got your fucking phone over there.
gotta go to the App Store and download fucking YouTube
You
now.
don't have the YouTube app on your phone?
No, I don't have the YouTube app on my phone because I
Why
don't watch
would you?
ads.
Jesus Christ.
I don't support advertising. I have an ad blocker on Google that blocks all ads for everything. I watch my YouTube videos without ads. I don't think I've seen an ad on YouTube in 6, 7 years. All right, what am I doing? Go over to subscriptions.
Go to subscriptions and then go to, I think you have to go to all on the top.
What, like videos all?
No, no, no. There's like
Oh,
a
okay, all subscription.
all subscriptions, yes, and you switch it from whatever it's set to sort it by to most relevant. And then you could expose your top 10 most relevant YouTube subscriptions.
The
It's more
top
than
five, is that okay?
is it only giving you 5? It gives me like 100.
No, it gives me all of my subscriptions, but I just want to say the top five.
Why? Is there some juicy secrets in 6 through 10?
No, because 6 through 10 I don't watch, and I haven't watched in like multiple years. I
Okay,
only follow like
you don't watch that much YouTube, huh?
not really. No, I'm not
That's
like
fair.
religiously watching YouTube. I'll religiously follow like two Markiplier and Cold Ones. That's really all I use YouTube for. But anyway, so you said most relevant top five.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give my top 10, but you can go ahead and give your top 5.
Cold Ones with Max and Chad. Do you know who they are? Do
Interesting.
you know
I've
Cold Ones?
never, I've heard of the show Cold Ones, but I didn't know who it was by, and I've never heard an episode.
It's the people that used to run around with iDubbbz way back in the
I think I
early
might have
days of
seen like a
YouTube.
clip of Super Mega on there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Too Mad was on there too.
Oof, well, he's not gonna be on anything anymore.
So number
I
one is
wonder if he's
Cold
still playing
Ones.
Overwatch 2.
Number two is Biggest Problem in the Universe. Number three is Markiplier. Those are the big three. Those are like the main three that I follow. Then Ricada Law, because I've been watching a few of his videos. And then, do you want to take a random guess at what number five is?
Maddox.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not subscribed to Maddox. Are you kidding me? I'm not subscribed to his
Oh, I'm
shit.
subscribed to him with notifications on, baby. I gotta know. I gotta have the scoop.
Yeah, that's what I have you for. I don't need to give him a boost in numbers.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Take another guess at who number 5 is.
Fuck, I don't know.
It's
Bluey
not Vito.
official.
Nope.
Me.
Think real hard about this. Real hard.
I don't
What
know.
did you say?
I said me.
Yeah, it's the Riely and Friends channel. Is number 5.
Yo! Let's go.
It's probably that high because I was watching some of the issue crew stuff, but
Well, that doesn't make any sense because the issue crew has its own channel.
am I not subscribed to the issue crew then?
I don't know.
Am I exposing myself right now?
But I can tell
I'm
you,
probably not,
I can tell
honestly.
you on the top 10. Honestly, I watch a shit ton of YouTube, so I could probably like the first 50 of these are relevant to some degree. I watch a lot of people. But the top 10, I think this is 10 on my screen. Yep. For a number go from bottom to top, Jelly You is in 10. That's a pretty stand up gentleman. We like that guy. Then it's Spilling the Milk, which is just some like dumb streamers who react to TV shows and shit. It's mildly amusing. The Issue Crew, because I'm narcissistic. Lolcow Live. I've listened to a few episodes of that show recently. There's an episode where Ethan Ralph calls in and tears into Wings and Boogie. And I think some of the things he says to Boogie go a little too far. But overall, it was very funny and a very good episode. This is Lolcow Live. I've been listening to that a little bit. Maddox, because I've been watching every fucking upload of that video because he like sneaks in extended shit, but not all the time. So I'm just getting hoodwinked into watching it again. But I am doing that. So Maddox is on my most relevant subscription list. Woody's Gamer Tag, because that is the channel where PKA is uploaded. Painkiller Already podcast. I'm an enjoyer of that. Especially and really only when guests I enjoy come on. But it's a good program. And then Simi and Jimmy's Treehouse, which is his podcast channel. The biggest problem in the universe, and at the top is Big Guy Little Guy because I'm narcissistic. It's the top 10.
Huh. Interesting. Very interesting that you're missing a YouTube channel.
Kolochu is further down. It's on this list, but a bit farther down. I'll list all the channels until we get to Kolochu. Let's see who else outranks you. Uh, the Ink Tank, which is a channel that does this crossover fanfiction Ben 10 Danny Phantom series. It's been in development for a really long time. It started as a comic book. Now they're doing like a kind of comic dub, but with some animation. It's pretty cool. Good. I would recommend. I believe it's called 5 Years Later, 5YL. It's on the Ink Tank YouTube channel. I would recommend that anyway. Alyssa Clips, which is just some like Kiwi Farms person who posts clips of Nick Rekieta. And I watched some of those recently, which is why they're so high up. Smosh, shout out to my boys Smosh, got their channel back. We love that. Team 4-Star, Game Grumps, Wang, Vito, Rhett and Link, Pichow, Power Rangers Official, Maddox Again, which I think is the best debate in the universe channel. Diesel Patches, which I don't even know who the fuck that is. The Game Theorist, quote.
I've heard enough. I think we're done. I think we're
Well,
done.
Alex, you stopped me just before because right after quote is in fact Kolo Chu.
It's a shame that you're not watching my videos.
I know. But hey, you're higher than Oni Plays. That's something. You're
Yeah, but you
higher
know
than
who is higher than me? You know
who?
who's higher than me, though?
Maddox
Someone you
twice.
don't even know who it is.
Oh, that's true.
You piece of fucking shit.
That's just a random one-off, though. Like, I don't know. Maybe I like watched a couple of this person's videos and I didn't realize it.
I'll just stop doing YouTube
Oh no.
when my best friend doesn't even support me. Of
Do you watch my videos?
course I do.
Okay,
Well,
sure.
now I do.
You bitch. Trying to fucking front over here. Like you cool or some shit.
I mean, you haven't been posting. Wasn't the last video you uploaded you're addressing your past video?
Yeah, but you can watch like the Issue Crew or like Big Guy Little Guy. Big Guy Little Guy puts out 5 videos a week. That's where my real YouTube presence is now. On my main channel, I've just been doing live streams every like week and a half. The real video, the real video load is coming from the Big Guy Little Guy channel, and we've been rocking it out over there, having a good time.
I've put out more on my main channel than you have this past year, by the way.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I've got weekly uploads right now.
I'm so proud of you. Good job.
From like 4 months ago, but yeah, they're technically still weekly uploads.
I gotta make a
I can't
video.
believe you don't watch my channel. Some of
I
these are
don't
good videos and you just don't
fucking
watch them.
man. I don't watch shit that's yours. I'm sorry for that. I was trying to think of like an excuse of some
You should.
sort, but
The Pokemon battles with me and Penguin are good. Especially when Penguin calls me a whore. But you wouldn't know about that, would you?
maybe I'll watch them. I don't. Man, fuck you. Stop trying to make me feel like an asshole, you asshole. You're just as culpable as I am. I've probably watched more Colo Chew videos than you have Riely videos.
That's fair, but I've watched more Riely videos recently than you have Kolachu videos, so
so
that's
just
what
what have you
matters right
done?
now.
It's just what have you done for me lately? Got it, got it.
Every week, I'm just gonna keep no insteading you and now.
Yeah, I called you out for it, so now out of spite, you're just gonna keep hitting me with it.
Anyway,
I'll have to fire you like I did Crow Royalty.
you can't fire me from my own podcast.
I don't know. You might have the YouTube channel, but I've got the feed. We're gonna start dueling Detour heads.
I'll just wait till Issue Crew. If something happens to either Issue Crew, Big Guy, Little Guy, one of your other podcasts.
And then just start your own.
No, I'll just name it Big Detour, Little Detour, or Detour Crew, or just something, some ripoff of it. And just snatch up Penguin, and we'll just do it. It'll be like Penguin and Colo are bored. I feel like if you ever slighted me enough to make me get Penguin to record like an hour or two of Peng and Colo are bored, I feel like that would snap you out of it.
That would snap my neck as I fell from the ceiling fan with the noose around it.
Wouldn't the ceiling fan fall?
Yes, haha, funny fat.
Anyway, I'm done ripping on you. I don't care. I've told everybody. Go subscribe to the Kolichi YouTube channel. You are not required to watch any of my videos. That has always been my stance on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. The thing about YouTube is like, it's such a revolutionary platform, and it's so like centralizing to the internet. As I think maybe that's become a little bit less the case, which I like. But it's still overall the case where YouTube was this thing that came in and it completely revolutionized just like how we consume entertainment. Like it started as just some dumb like website that a bunch of like fucking frat boys programmed or whatever, whoever the fuck made YouTube, and uploaded a video of him at the zoo talking about elephants' dicks or whatever. That was the first ever YouTube video. And it just from there it became like this cultural phenomenon, and that's been interesting, but it's also been as it's gone mainstream, it's also gone shitty and corporate. And just especially now, just the moderation decisions are just fucking reprehensible. I would say people are losing their channels, getting banned. Like obviously the Dick Show got banned last year. This has been a problem for a while because the famous banning of Monkey Jones in 2018. So many bands very recently. Pod Awful, which feel how you want about the guy. I know, like, oh, he was friends with Maddox, and whatever. I think he puts a good show together. I think he could stand to find better targets than Dick Masterson. But he's not his only target, so I can just ignore those episodes. And I think overall, Pod Awful is a good show. And I found it really unfortunate that he's gotten terminated on YouTube 3 times now. The first time was particularly heart wrenching because he had been doing his show since fucking like 2009, and he had been on YouTube that entire time. Like there was like over a decade of shows on that channel that just like got wiped out. He had like backups, thankfully. Like I think he's built a. I don't know if he has everything, but he's built a pretty robust archive on his little fundraising website, the Pizza Fund, that he has because he's banned from all the other fundraising websites, as is the case for all the edgy creators out there. But so yeah, his first channel got banned, and that sucked because he lost like 10 years of shows that were just up in public that whole time, and they were just like gone all of a sudden, and it was a whole big shift. And then he made a second channel that was around for a while, then that got terminated, which sucked. And then he's had this third channel for a long while, I think. I think he's had it for at least a year, although my perception of time is warped, so maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's had it for at least a year. And it recently got terminated. I think it was the reason he was given was it was spam. And his channel was just terminated. Although I was going to bring this up earlier because of something interesting. Take this with probably an entire salt shaker, because I feel like Jesse just straight up lies a lot, as part of just to be funny, which usually it is. But sometimes he's not lying, and I found it interesting. He put out this vague tweet that is perhaps teasing a future Pod Awful episode, saying that Team YouTube got back to him about his YouTube termination because he put in an appeal, and he claims that the answer he got back has some pretty frightening implications and might endanger many YouTube channels, particularly those with Patreons. So if what Jesse's saying is true, perhaps there might be some YouTube policy coming down the pipe against outside fundraising, just to entertain that as if Jesse's not bullshitting for a minute. And what do you think the reaction would be if YouTube did that? If YouTube said like, "Hey, you can't
Rumble's
have
gonna make a shit
Patreon."
ton of money.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that would
Honestly,
be a
like,
really stupid decision on their part, and I can guarantee, like, I don't want to say I can guarantee you, but like, YouTube will lose so many content creators if they say you can't have outsource funding, especially someone as big as Patreon. If YouTube says if you have a Patreon, you can't upload anymore, and we're taking your channel down, no, YouTube's gonna die.
yeah, I feel like it has to be bullshit because it's so like, yeah, it would be ludicrous. Like, but at the same time, YouTube has made a lot of ludicrous decisions, and if I can logic it in my head how it would benefit them, then it's possible they would do it. And the weird logic I can see in my head is maybe what they're looking at is like, hey, you know, this shit, I've lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
YouTube and Patreon.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, like I could see them being like, okay, so we want people to take advantage of the YouTube membership system, So we're gonna be like, hey, you gotta use this if you want to be raising funds from your fans. Like I can see them being like mid them, like you gotta do our thing if you wanna do
Yeah,
that.
but at the same time, YouTube makes it virtually impossible to make money off of it for anybody just
Well,
starting off.
yeah, that's true. So yeah, it would absolutely fucking murder
You have to
small
get 1,000
creators.
subscribers and upload a specific amount of content. That's bullshit.
It would completely
And
destroy
that's
small
just for ad
creators.
revenue alone.
It would completely destroy small creators. And again, if assuming Jesse's not bullshitting, um, the only way I could see it circumventing that is if it only affected partners. He was definitely not a partner. So if his reporting is correct he had a termination related to it, but it's not just partners, which would that would definitely like a whole bunch of small creators would be fucked. Small creators who like get by on like squalid existences on their like $800 a month Patreons. And they're not even like a partner on YouTube yet because they don't have fucking a million minutes watch time or whatever the fuck. I just hate to see people lose their fucking channels. It's so sad that we can't just like have speech. It's just the state of the world that we live in and all the big multimedia companies that rule it, such as Google and YouTube. It's just so
Google is
unfortunate.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube is Google.
Yes. Correct. Indeed. Indubitably. What were there any creators that you were super into perhaps growing up that you maybe aren't super into anymore and you hadn't brought up before?
Um, I was super into iDubbbz
Yeah.
way back when, but he's a piece of shit now, so I don't really watch his stuff anymore. I was really into Sky Does Minecraft and like a few other Minecrafters that I can't remember their names.
Dan TDM.
But I was really into iDubbbz, and then iDubbbz and Sky Does Minecraft. Sky Does Minecraft. He changed his channel to Sky Does Everything. Has he uploaded any? He hasn't uploaded in a couple months, but he came back, which was
Yeah.
really nice because I know he kind of abandoned YouTube for like 4 years.
Yeah. I was really into I'm trying to think of who I was into when I was like really young. Cuz most of them are still somewhat relevant today, or at least were semi recent. Like the one I can think of that I haven't like watched earnestly in the longest was is funnily enough Chugga Conroy. Because he got up on to some wacky shenanigans this year, or rather 15 years ago, that he just got caught on. And turns out he's not too great of a guy. And I definitely used to watch him when I was like 15 or whatever. I tried to get back to him into him a couple times recently, prior to the event. And there was the night I blacked out. Actually, what I blacked out to was the first episode of his Black and White 2 Let's Play, because that had just started coming out, and I was gonna watch it like live as it was coming out, and then I gave up on that when I had blacked out on alcohol halfway through the first episode. But yeah, there was him. I'm trying to remember some of the like I guess like Annoying Orange. I'm definitely not into anymore, and was when I was like 10. I definitely watched a lot of Annoying Orange in my day. I
I
guess
didn't
like
watch that much Annoying Orange. I
mhm.
can't remember like the big YouTube because I'm not subscribed to them at all.
I'm probably still subscribed to a lot of them. I remember there's this sketch channel that I believe still uploads to this day. I've like looked recently, and it seems like they had somewhat recent uploads. It's a dumb little sketch channel that I don't think has a lot of subscribers called Dare to Be Stupid Show. And it's just like a bunch of like dumb pop culture sketches. Like they have a bunch of like shitty costumes. They did a lot of Power Rangers based videos, which is how I got into them. And also like Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, which I was also into when I was young. I still am to an extent, but like I had a weird hyperfixation about those movies when I was young. So that was a channel that was a fixture in my early. Here's a fun one. There's a piece of Dragon Ball media that is special to my heart that nobody else remembers because it's not official or was even popular at all. At least I don't think it was very popular. Well, it must have been because I think there's been like re-uploads and stuff. It had to have been at least reasonably popular. I don't remember how many subscribers the guy had because his YouTube channel has long been terminated because of the copyright issue with the music he was using. But it was one of the many incarnations of the fan made fake Dragon Ball series entitled Dragon Ball AF that several people have turned into a reality in some way, shape, or form in some sort of fan project. And the version that I was exposed to as a kid was this YouTube series by this guy by the name of Blaze Jakar, where he made a sprite-based animated series that was a sequel to Dragon Ball GT called Dragon Ball AF. It was a Dragon Ball AF thing. And it was just like all the animations were like sprites, like in a like video game. And all the dialogue was in text on the screen rather than with voice acting. And it was overall very early 2010s internet sort of fare. But this was canon to me when I was young. I was super into this shit. Which now I've looked back on it and I've rewatched it. It holds up a little bit to an extent, but the plot makes no fucking sense. There's no justifying its existence in Dragon Ball canon. It just there's so many holes that it makes absolutely no fucking sense in the world. But it's cool. It's fun. I liked it a lot.
I want to say, do you remember what your? I guess I'll start this off because you were talking.
Yeah.
You were just talking. Do you remember what your first interaction with YouTube was? Because my first interaction with YouTube was, I want to say, oh, what was the song? Fuck. It was a Lonely Island song. Do you know who the Lonely Island is?
I'm vaguely familiar. I think I've heard a couple of their songs and I know of them.
Dick in a Box is one of them.
I've heard of Dick in the Box. I don't think I've heard it. They did the I'm on a Boat song, didn't they? Lonely Island?
There's that. What was the Michael Bolton one? Jack Sparrow. That was probably one of the first YouTube videos I remember watching.
They did I Just Had Sex. I've heard that one. Those are really the only two I can think of. That I've Just Had Sex and the I'm on a Boat.
Jack Sparrow with Michael Bolton was really good. I think that was honestly my first interaction with like online videos. But outside of that, there was really. It's just, I want to say it was just a lot of just Minecraft videos because I was super into Minecraft when I was younger. So I'd watch people building things and stuff and try and copy them like step by step.
I think the general progression, I don't remember exactly like what came first, but like I think my most early interactions with YouTube were like anime watched, and because like back in the day YouTube's copyright system was pretty shoddy, so people would get away with uploading a lot more shit than they do now, although people get away with a lot of shit
like
even
AMVs
now.
and stuff like that.
Not AMVs, just like straight up full episodes split into like 12 7-minute uploads that you would watch in a string. And I did that a lot when I was young. I actually I ran my grandfather's cell phone bill through the roof because I didn't know how that worked. And I was just like watching YouTube on his mobile data on his like fucking AT&T flip phone in 2010. And his data charge was like big, and it was I got in trouble for that one. It was a sticky situation. But that I remember that was on the back of watching fucking Naruto on his fucking AT&T flip phone. And Also, like just walkthroughs for Pokemon because I would get stuck on like the puzzles and stuff. And from looking for walkthroughs for the puzzles and stuff, I would find like people who would do commentary, and I'd be like, "Whoa, this guy's being funny and silly while he plays Pokemon." And from there, I discovered like Let's Plays, and then my enjoyment of YouTube evolved naturally from there.
I've never really been super attached to YouTube. YouTube has always just been like the fall guy, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
Like I follow Markiplier, Cold Ones. There's a couple Poketubers that I follow too. Not like religiously as much as the other ones, but it's just something where I'm like, if I'm in between shows, I'll just go back to YouTube until I find something else, or I'll get like a hyperfixation. Like I want to say before binging all of the Dick Show and everything like that, I had a hyperfixation on Five Nights at Freddy's, so I went to Markiplier's channel and like binged every Five Nights at Freddy's video that he made,
yeah.
which he's got more out. I think he's got Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 out right now that I have to go watch,
Mm,
but like I'll fall into these like little traps of hyperfixation. Uh Markiplier did I want to say it's like 24 hours maybe or even more of Red Dead Redemption 2, like full unedited. Like I want to
yeah.
say that like there were like 8 episodes of like 3 to 5 hours each, and I binged all of that, and it took me like 2 weeks.
Do you
But
remember? Do you remember how you discovered Markiplier? Do you remember your first Markiplier video?
it was probably one of the Unisonus videos, honestly.
That's fair.
I think that was my
That's
exposure to
that seems
Markiplier because
wild. That seems
when
so
I was
wild to
growing
me.
up, if you were into Markiplier, you were like this weird ass kid.
What was everybody else
Like
into like
the normal
PewDiePie?
people didn't, huh?
What was everybody else into like fucking PewDiePie?
No, YouTube. We didn't talk about
YouTube was just
YouTubers back
weird.
then.
Okay.
No, YouTube wasn't weird. Like you'll watch like funny videos on YouTube and stuff, but it was like I want to say YouTube when I was growing up is like what TikTok is for kids now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you're not constantly talking about, oh, here's this TikToker that you should go follow. It's, oh, hey, I found this funny video, and you send it to your friend. That's what YouTube used to be. Was, hey, we found this video, check this out.
Yeah.
Not, oh,
Yeah.
go follow
Yeah.
this channel, or this dude is really good, go follow this guy. It's just, hey, I found a video, check it out. That's it. It was the video sharing platform.
Have you
That's
ever had
it.
a YouTuber you like suddenly disappear?
Sky does Minecraft.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah, I
he
guess that's
stopped doing
fair.
shit for like multiple years.
There was like a
I don't know
PokeTuber.
what the drama was, but
There was a PokeTuber called Leroy. And I was super into his stuff. And then he just stopped uploading for like years and years and years, and like nobody really knew what happened to him. There was this rumor, like I think he had gotten doxxed, and like there was an arrest report with his name on it. So like there was a rumor that he got arrested, not for anything like super bad, just like he got like a DUI or like something that wasn't like terrible. Like didn't make him some irredeemable guy. But like nobody really knew what happened. Like maybe he'd gotten arrested. Maybe that was him. He came back. He came back a few years ago for a little bit and then disappeared again forever. Because I think it was just like he kind of people were bothering him enough for 10 years that he was like, "I'll come back," and then he was like, maybe I don't want to play Pokemon on the internet anymore. Actually, maybe I'm just an adult man. I'm gonna move on with my life. So I guess that's what he did.
I will say I think the most frustrating thing is I it's understandable for YouTubers to just kind of stop abruptly. And like I know that that's frustrating, but like that's probably the best way to get over them not doing YouTube anymore is
Yeah,
just for them to just straight up stop. And like a year will go by, nothing, 2 years, 3 years, and you lose hope, but it's not like it's upsetting, but after a while you kind of just go, whatever. They
It's
probably
always
just got bored with
such a weird
whatever.
ride to follow YouTubers who like they're not dead and you know they're not dead, but they upload so infrequently that you always have to wonder because it takes that
That's
long. Like
that's what
John
happened with iDubbbz.
iDubbbz, that's fair. That's what happened with me with
So
JonTron. I
what
used to be a
happened?
huge JonTron guy, and there were periods where JonTron wouldn't upload for like a year and a half at a time. And like no, everybody's like, where did he go? There was a point where his subreddit was taken over by Scott the Waz's fans instead. They turned the JonTron subreddit into a Scott the Waz subreddit because JonTron didn't upload for a year and a half. But what happened with
So
iDubbbz?
that's what happened with So what happened with iDubbbz? Like, if you know who iDubbbz is, you probably know the controversy and why people don't really like him anymore. He's more
Yeah,
active
because
on Twitch than YouTube nowadays.
he kicked
But what happened with
Sam
him
Froggy
originally,
Fresh out of the thing.
Creator Clash.
Yeah,
But what happened with him originally that made people not really like him? This was like even before like his girlfriend had an old OnlyFans and everything like that. This was years before that. Uh, he used to upload like every week, and then suddenly it was like every month, and then every 3 months, and then every 6 months, and then there was only one upload a year, and it was like it was slowly less and less and less to where you could see he was stopping doing it, and in like it was so frustrating to watch him just slowly stop uploading rather than just abruptly stop. I really think if you don't want to do YouTube, then just stop doing YouTube if you don't want to do it. Don't like go I know I'm one of these people who will have infrequent uploads. So I realize I'm not taking my own advice, but like it's easier on the fans to just stop uploading than to just like once a day, once a week, once a month, once every 3, 6, 12, every year. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't know. That's what happened with him, and that's like my biggest frustration with a single YouTuber. Like Markiplier will disappear for like 5 months, and then he'll do daily uploads for a couple months later, and it's like, oh, that's not that bad. And like he's also like iDubbbz never said, hey, this is what's going on. It was just you knew nothing of what was going on. Markiplier will come out and be like, hey, here's a 3 scary games video, but real quick, this is what's been going on. I've been working on a couple projects and stuff like this, blah blah blah. Lately he's been making a movie for Iron Lung. And like he's very transparent about everything he does on the internet. And that's nice. Like he could disappear for 6 months and then come back and be like, so there's a project that I'm working on. Here's the project. Here's a trailer for the project. I'm gonna go back to weekly or daily or weekly uploads after things wrap up with this. Like he's very transparent, which is great about what YouTubers should do.
yeah, I
Like
agree.
you don't have to go and say your entire life, but like if you're gonna be if you have weekly uploads or even daily uploads for a while, and then all of a sudden you have to take a break, just come out and be like, yeah, I'm working on a couple projects. They're gonna or work is getting in the way. Blah 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 blah. You could be very vague, but I think you owe it to the fans to at least say something and not
Yeah,
do what
that's
iDubbbz
fair.
did and just drop off the face of the earth.
Real quick, I wanted to answer my version of a question posited to you. Because I asked you how you discovered Markiplier, so I want to talk about how I discovered my favorite YouTuber. I figured that might be interesting, and like how I discovered a bunch of other creators from there. How it was a descending tree that led me into the whole universe that I'm engrossed in now. It wasn't too long before his original channel got terminated. I think it was like he got terminated in December of 2018. I'm pretty sure I discovered his channel in like October of 2018, maybe September or maybe even August, but like around that area. And I think the first time I discovered him was so I will often go down like internet like research rabbit holes about shit. Sometimes it'll be like a TV show I've never watched in my life, and I'll read like the whole Wikipedia article. Or like sometimes it'll be like fucked up, and I'll hear about like a murder case, and I'm like, what's going on with that? And I want to look deeper into that. And one of those cases I looked into was the case of Elliot Rodger. I don't know if you're familiar with this case, Alex.
I am not.
So I'm not surprised. They've definitely talked about it on the Dick Show, but maybe not enough for you to retain it. But
I
Elliot
have
Rodger,
listened to a lot of the Dick Show.
yeah, it's fair. So Elliot Rodger was this guy in Isla Vista, California, who was very mentally ill. And he was he was a classic incel. He was extremely upset that he was not having any sexual intercourse with women. And he was falsely under the impression that women will just like come up to you. Like he didn't understand how women worked. And just like he was expecting at one point a woman was just gonna come up to him and offer him offer him sex or whatever. And the fact that that wasn't happening was really fucking with this man's weirdo brain. So he planned the day of retribution, where he was going to go to a college sorority and just like shoot up a bunch of women, and then like he had this like big grandiose plan where he was gonna like go around killing people in the town and like collect heads and then like dump the heads on the ground like when the cops caught up with him as some sort of like display of godsmanship. Like he had this whole fucking thing planned out, and we know about all this psychosis because he wrote a manifesto that is viewable publicly. And what he did instead was he killed his roommates and like two other people on the sidewalk. And then he went to the sorority house and the door was locked, and he knocked and nobody let him in. So he didn't go to the sorority house. He didn't think to maybe shoot the lock or shoot the window. Not that I'm not happy that he didn't kill more people than he did. But the fact that he went to the sorority house and just knocked and nobody answered, and that was the end of that. I feel like there were ways you could have got in. But
I mean, he was being respectful to women, though.
that's fair. Very respectful to women. If they let him in, he would have slaughtered them all. But like, if they're not going to let him in, he's not going to be rude.
Exactly.
So that's the story of.
You don't want to
Elliot
enter
Rodger.
a house without being invited in.
That's the story of Elliot Rodger.
It's like a vampire.
He wanted to commit some big historic massacre to prove his godsmanship. He killed like 4 people, and then he killed himself when the cops caught up with him.
Wait. Hold on. Elliot Rodger. Didn't Monkey Jones make fun, like, read his manifesto?
Wow, it's almost like my
Didn't he
favorite
do something
YouTuber
like
is
that?
Monkey Jones, and I was about to get into something related to that as how I discovered Monkey Jones.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I do remember this then.
Yeah, so that was Monkey's one of his big breaks was his coverage of the Elliot Rodger case. And I believe the first time I discovered Monkey was just one of my usual research rabbit holes because I had heard about the Elliot Rodger case. Because I think I watched like a top 10 YouTubers who have murdered people video. And so because Elliot Rodger had a YouTube channel also. It's not up anymore, but it was up for several years after the crimes, funnily enough. But anyway, I don't know why I'm getting so like out of breath today.
Talking is very hard. I get
I
it.
know. But I discovered this video. I discovered this video called Elliot Rodger versus the Lottery. Which is a video by Monkey Jones in which he describes this part of Elliot Rodger's life where he became obsessed with the lottery because he read The Secret and thought that if he manifested lottery winning, he would win the lottery. So he just like bought a shit ton of lottery tickets all the time for a while, trying to get rich off of the lottery. And it was just this very funny satirical video where he bullied Elliot Rodger for wasting a bunch of money on the lottery and being so confident that he was going to win and failing. So I was like, this is funny. So I subscribed to the guy. I watched a few of his other videos. I discovered his old flagship YouTube series, Monkey's Anime Reviews, which was a anime review show, but not really. Like most of it was ironic. Like if it was about a real anime, he would be covering it in an ironic way, and sometimes it would be not an anime at all. Like I think he did an anime review on like Two Broke Girls, the sitcom. He did an anime review on like a Scooby Doo movie. So it's like a whole like goofy like anime review series, but it's like fake and stupid. Like he reviewed a guy once. It was one of his anime reviews was of a guy. It's pretty wacky stuff. And I discovered him through that Elliot Rodger video. And how I discovered one of my other favorite YouTubers, probably second place. Although I really like this person as a podcaster more than a YouTuber. I don't watch all of their YouTube videos, especially on their main channel. I watch like their Let's Play side stuff a lot too, though. Trixie the Golden Witch. It's funny how I discovered her because it's kind of like a funny backward situation where the reason I discovered her and like her old group of friends it was from a video Monkey uploaded called "Why I Was Kicked from the Procrastinators Podcast," in which he very sadly and solemnly delivered the news that his friends had betrayed him and he had been kicked off of the Procrastinators Podcast. And what I took from that is, oh, that's unfortunate that happened, but I didn't even know this guy had a podcast, and I had just gotten into like Blastburn Radio and stuff. I was just in my infancy of getting into podcasts. I was like, hey, I like this guy, and I guess he's not on it anymore, but he used to be on this podcast, so let's check it out. Let's check out an episode he was on and see what it's all about. And I did, and I fell in love with everybody else. Even though I felt bad for what happened to Mumkey. Honestly, that was just like an immature, like 20-somethings, weird antisocial 20-somethings doing a podcast together, getting into a weird spout because of course they did. And I think they were all kind of in the wrong to an extent, including Monkey. So I think that's kind of a water under the bridge situation. It's not as big a drama as like a Dick or Maddox where you're kind of weird if you don't choose a side. I think you can kind of just be like everyone sucks here and move on. But yeah, I discovered Trixie because Monkey got kicked off of her show, and I was like, oh, damn, that sucks. Well, let's see what's going on there, though. And I quickly fell in love with the Procrastinators podcast. It is now one of my favorite podcasts of all time. And then from there, I discovered so many more important people in my life. That's how I discovered Dick Masterson ultimately. Because Monkey Jones had a show with Asterios Kokonos called Boomer vs. Zoomer. Dick was on there. That's how I discovered the Dick Show. And then Biggest Problem. And it's all history from there. And now like almost not every creator, but probably a solid half of the creators I actively follow are like Dick Show or Monkey Jones adjacent.
Okay. That makes sense for you.
Why did you say it like that? Sounds pointed.
I was agreeing. I'm not disappointed. Why would I be disappointed?
No. I said pointed. You're like, yeah, that makes sense for you. That sounded like you were putting some stank on it. Like you were judging me.
No, I said that makes sense for you.
Okay.
It was more positive. It came off as positive.
Okay.
I said it with a positive attitude, which makes it positive. That's how inflections in your voice works.
Got it. I didn't realize I was that.
It's okay. Autism is a bitch. I get it.
I
understand.
Yeah, true, real. I never even mentioned the Game Grumps. I love the Game Grumps.
I would like to say we did fully break an hour. We're an hour and a half in, by the way. Because I know the last few episodes have just been just barely past an hour, so we are an hour and a half in.
I do want to say real quick, I'm going to go on one last little autistic rant, and then we can cut it if you want. But not like cut it out, but like cut the episode. You know what I mean? I don't know why I specified that. I think you understood. But I would like to
calling me dumb?
No. I would like to real quick just talk about my love of the Let's Play format, because it's one of my weird things. Like, I think that might be like my Roman Empire is my obsession with fucking Let's Plays. Specifically, Let's Plays of more than one person. like for I've always been very it's always been very difficult for me to watch let's plays that are only of one person. I feel like the conversation element is important, even though there's exceptions. I watched a lot of Chugga Conroy. I've watched a fair amount of Markiplier, but the group ones are like really they're always really good to me. There's just something about there's something about the format of just like a couple of funny guys sitting down on a couch and playing a video game and like doing this commentary in such a way where it's not just like the show isn't necessarily about the game. The game is kind of just like an object for like it creates comedy and it creates like possible conversation topics, but like it's not overbearing and like it's basically just like kind of a podcast. But it's just like a bunch of funny guys on a couch, or like two funny guys on a couch or whatever, just having fun playing a video game and just goofing around. That's just it's a format that I've always appreciated, and especially in recent years, I've become like just autistically devoted to a lot of let's plays in that vein, like Game Grumps and Oni Plays, and of course the best ever Let's Play series, the unfortunately very short-lived Monkey and Asperger's Gaming Expedition, the best Let's Play channel of all time that unfortunately only had a couple series before its untimely demise. But the many more as well. I'm a big Let's Play aficionado. I'm always down to just listen to a couple goofy guys on a couch play a video game. It's always been a genre that I have a very deep appreciation for. It helped me out in school. That was my strategy was because my problem in school with doing work is I have this weird thing with my brain where like if I'm in silence, my eyes will naturally wander all around. Like I don't know if it's like this weird innate desire to like confirm that there's no threats around me because I don't have like sound to indicate that like normal things are happening around me. So I'm just like looking around constantly. So I have to have like audio of some kind when I'm doing my work. But like when I would listen to music or podcasts, it would like sometimes I would just kind of get lost in it. So the strategy that I devised was I started watching Let's Plays while I was doing my work. And the idea behind that was I would put the phone where the work was. So there's the video of the game, and like I would want to look down at that occasionally, and that would bring my eyes towards the homework. And since the Let's Plays are more about the people than the game, and I didn't have to glue my eyes to the video at all times, I would work on my shit while I was watching it. And because there was a video there that I was looking back down at from time to time, that was keeping my eyes where the work was, and I was doing my work more. That was my pro strat.
Okay. Okay.
That's my advice to you out there, kids. If you want to get your you want to get your homework done, just watch Let's Plays. It worked for me.
With your barely graduating from high school? Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, it's the reason I barely graduated from high school, because the reason why I got such bad grades is because I never did my homework. And when I was sitting in study hall and in course recovery making up all my assignments, that's what I was doing, was watching Let's Plays in that way so I would pay attention more. So it's in fact the reason that I barely passed rather than not passing at all. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. Sounds kind of cap, but you know.
Yeah, who knows? But was there anything else you wanted to say, Alex, before we call it for the night?
Um, Not really. I didn't like other than the fact that like I mean, I'm pretty much said everything about me and YouTube. So,
Well, I guess real quick, are there any like videos of yours that you're particularly proud of?
that I'm particularly proud of.
Like any video that you've ever made that you could pick out of the lineup and be like, yeah, that's a good one.
Let me go to the channel real quick. Could probably get you a good. You know, honestly, the videos that I'm probably most proud of as of right now are the Pokemon videos that I've been doing. The Scarlet Violet battles with Penguin and a few with you. I really think I really like that content just because I find it really fun to I find it fun to do. Like, it doesn't get the response that I would like on YouTube, but I find it really fun to do. But I mean, outside of that, um, I would like I want to say the ones that I'm like that were even more fun than that were probably the Scribblio Pokemon videos that you, me, Gingy, Penguin, and a few other people did. The Scribblio videos with Pokemon. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Pokemon Scribblios. Sure. Yeah. We did that.
There's that. There's a few good tier lists like Pokemon I could take in a fight. I think you and I did that, right?
Wasn't that you and Goochmassa?
Uh oh, that was. Well, that's my most top performing video, honestly. Is
Well, I mean,
Pokemon I could take in a fight.
my top performing video is Breaking Bad DS, which I'm definitely not the most proud of because I only thought of that video. None of what that video is me except for the concept, the very vague concept. I simply I simply heard some music and had a creative idea about it, and then I had a guy who I pay to make videos bring it to life. But I'm proud that it did so well and that it got me so many subscribers. That's cool. Like, and it's a funny meme, but like probably like my couple most recent scripted videos I would say are probably pretty good. I don't know about the Let's Go one. Maybe that one's kind of just meh. But the most recent one
Addressing your past was pretty good.
yeah,
Was
the
really
most
good.
recent one addressing my past was really good. And then the third most recent one, which was in like fucking 2020, because I have made almost no scripted videos, is a video called The Two Almost Perfect 3D Sonic Games, in which I went through the history of 3D Sonic and I talked about the two games that I think are the best ones as I went. And it was a good video, I think. Other than that, I really like my Reddit videos, even though nobody else does. I think they're always really fun. Well, I don't think I've ever gotten negative reception to them by like people who watch them, but the people who participate in them, because all of my friends like hate Reddit, and a lot of them don't like the reaction content. So they are never enthusiastic about participating in these Reddit videos with me, but I think they're always really fun and hilarious. You were on one of them. You were on two of them,
I
actually.
might have been on two. Yeah.
Yeah, because you were on one
Speaking
like
of
you
what
were
you
on like
can
super
find,
long ago, and then you were on one. You were on the most recent. Was there? Yeah. We did do a Reddit one because I know we did shirts that go hard, but we also did a Reddit one.
yeah. Uh, anyway, speaking of things you can find on my YouTube channel, you can check out, if you
Whoa!
haven't already been listening, you can check out Detour Ahead. Every episode is on the podcast feed anywhere podcasts are found, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. But if you are someone who listens to podcasts on YouTube and you found this podcast, there is an entire playlist full of all of the Detour Head episodes. So go check it out on the Kolichi YouTube channel.
Now that you've plugged your stuff, I have to meekly ask you if I'm allowed to talk a little bit more before we go, because you did your transition, as stunning as it was, did step on one more thing I was about to say.
Riely, where can our listeners find you?
Okay, well, I guess I'm not allowed to. Okay. Well,
I'm no insteading you right now.
you
How's it
bitch.
feel?
You're not allowed.
No, go ahead. Keep
I'm doing it
talking.
anyway. Just real
Keep
quick, I
talking.
wanted to
Go ahead.
say, yeah, there was one more piece of my content I wanted to discuss, which was I just wanted to talk about Big Guy Little Guy, because that's the most like effort I'm putting towards a YouTube channel right now is Big Guy Little Guy, and I think it's working out super well. I'm actually super proud of what Big Guy Little Guy has become, and really what it has been for a very long time. I think I kind of just I shrugged it off as kind of just a side thing I was doing for a very long time, because for a long time it was radically inconsistent. Like back when we were doing largest issue, we would upload that to Big Guy Little Guy, so that kept the channel like alive, like it kept it active. But there were it was a Let's Play channel in its original conception. It was going to be, we were going to do, originally I think we were going to do like daily uploads, and then like one upload would be the podcast, and then the other 6 would be Let's Plays. And then we went down to a less frequent schedule. And then we would stop doing them entirely for like months at a time. There would be months where the only uploads to that channel would be largest issue. And I think like we were kind of starting to get back into it already, but like when largest issue ended, we were like, okay, this channel was kind of safe from being completely eliminated from the algorithm because we were doing the podcast. Now that we're not doing the podcast, if we don't upload, then the channel's going to die. It's not that it's very alive in the first place, but like if you have a channel and you don't upload on it for a very long time, that kind of, I've heard that'll fuck your chances with the algorithm. I don't know if that's true. But I was under that impression. So we started ramping up production, and eventually Andrew learned to edit, and now our videos are edited there. And I think we've become a really good show. Again, I really appreciate the Let's Play format, which just a couple goofy guys having a good time playing a video game. And I think me and Andrew have reached the point where I'm super satisfied with our dynamic in that way. Like, I think at the beginning was kind of rough. I think probably for the first even couple years, it was just like some episodes would be good, some episodes would be kind of nothing. But I think we've really stepped our game up, and we've just been kind of consistently hitting it out of the park. And we finally reached this consistent rapport that I think like I can hold, because I've always talked about how I have this dream of like doing a group Let's Play channel that's like satisfying. And I've always said that even though I had a Big Guy Little Guy, mainly because I want to do one that's in the same room. I feel like that would add a lot to it, and I still feel that way, and I still want to do that someday. But I'm very satisfied with Big Guy Little Guy as that. Like, I think it is. I think I'm finally producing Let's Play content that I can be super proud of, and I can put not put on the pedestal with, but at least put in the ballpark, in the very large, broad ballpark of the Let's Play shows that I enjoy. And I'm super happy about that. So, folks, I guess check out Big Guy Little Guy is the moral of the story. And I guess that's my transition into my plugs. You can find Big Guy Little Guy and also lots of other things if you go to the description and you click on that link tree, linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe. It's got all my content, podcasts, YouTube channels, so much things to fill your eyes and your ears with. It's gonna be great. Just do it. Just check it out. And that's it. Get out of here. Leave. You don't have to go home.
Thank you,
but
everybody,
can't
so
stay
much
here.
for listening to Detour Ahead. I've been Riely.
And I've been Alex. We'll see you
you guys next Wednesday.
Bye.